What's up, guys, and welcome back to EBFG TV. We are back after a little hiatus. This week is do or die for the Seattle Sounders as they face Real Salt Lake at Century League Field. Brian, it's Judgment Day. What do you expect this Sunday?
It is. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit nervous. I've not been in great form in the past month-ish or so. As we've been talking about, we've been kind of grinding out those results, even in games where we weren't necessarily the better team.
Mm-hmm.
Especially against teams that were, much worse on paper than us, which is a little frustrating. And then obviously the last couple weeks were even more frustrating than that.
Yeah.
But, I still believe in the team. I believe in Schmetzer. We'll be getting Ozzy back. He was gone the last game, right? Not the one before.
Yeah, we'll get him back.
We've been missing so many people in so many different games. It gets all jumbled together in my head. But, I'm confident, but I'm slightly terrified at the same time. Because to get from where we were in, July to where we were, where we had a 90-something% chance of making the playoffs, to then potentially blowing it again, I don't know if my poor little heart can take that much.
It is a bit disappointing because at one point it looked like we were going to fly into the playoffs. We had a chance of finishing third, which is insane. And now I think the highest we can finish is fourth, which still, after being absolutely god-awful bottom of the table in July, is awesome. It's huge. It's been a crazy good turnaround. But it is disappointing the way the last few results have gone, especially that Houston game. Just getting a draw against them on a Wednesday night at home. That wasn't a positive, but you got to move on. I fully believe that they'll be motivated for Sunday. I think one of the things that Brian Schmetzer has done very well is they've gotten up for big games, which for a while under Ziggy they kind of weren't. They were kind of blamed, especially the 3-1 game in Portland, the first Portland game this year. Everyone was kind of like, they don't look motivated for this massive Cascadia game against your biggest rival when you're trying to claw back up the table. They just didn't look motivated. But they seem motivated in a lot of these Schmetzer games, and I think
they do.
The change of scenery has helped, and I also think Brian Schmetzer is just a great motivator. I mean, there's some times where I watch his press conferences, and I'm like, I'd run through a wall for this guy right now. I just think he's a great coach. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens on Sunday, but also slightly terrified that it could be the last game of the year. That's a terrifying fact that we might not see the Sounders after this Sunday.
Yeah, and I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of things going on in the offseason. We're going to see a very probably different team next year. A lot of the core will be staying, but obviously Zach Scott, could be his final game. It's just kind of it's all very bittersweet, I guess.
Zach Scott has been an absolute Sounders legend. I mean, he is Mr. Sounder. There's no one else that really comes close. He's played with the club for 15 years, something like that, I think. In
12, 13,
in some capacity, USL, whatever. But yeah, he's an absolute legend of this club, and it's I'm glad I actually get to be there and see him off, because at one point I think I was going to be there on Sunday. So it is going to be very bittersweet. If it is his last game, it's going to really suck because it's his last game and we're not making the playoffs. But hopefully we can at least get into that playoffs where we still have maybe one more game of Mr. Sounder. Predictions for Sunday. What do you think is going to happen?
I'm going to say it's going to be, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking two different ways. I'm thinking either it's going to be like a 1-0 or it's going to be like a 5-4. I think it's going to be a close fought game either way. It's just a matter of which if the defenses show up or not. But I think if the goals start coming in, I think it's going to be a big game, like 5-4, 4-3, something like that. Or it could be, both teams are desperate for the points. It could be really tight fought, be like a 1-0, something like that. But I'm picking us to win, obviously. So that's the important part.
Well, it's kind of crazy because a year ago, we were actually in the exact same position. The final Sunday of the season against Salt Lake, we win, we're in the playoffs, we lose, we might not be. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a game like we saw last year. Remember, I think we got 3 first-half goals. We jumped on them pretty quick. We ended up winning 3-1 and making it into the playoffs. I wouldn't be surprised if the results are the same on Sunday. Salt Lake have been kind of in a tailspin the last few months. And I mean, we've been on the rise except for our last 2 results. I think getting Ozzy back is going to be a huge boost for this team, and I really think they're going to pull out the win on Sunday. And as I've said, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 3-1, 4-0, something like that. I'm hoping that we see each other next Wednesday at CenturyLink Field. That's for sure.
Definitely. That's a big prediction. I certainly wouldn't complain with that. But I mean, they're just as desperate for these points as we are in this game. I think last year it was slightly different circumstances in terms of placement of where they were.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember exactly. But
I don't remember either. It's been a whole year.
Yeah, that's like a lifetime in soccer.
Yeah.
Time, but no, yeah, it's going to be no matter how you look at it, it's going to be an intense game, and I'm looking forward to it, and I'm certainly hoping that it's not our last of the season.
Well, I hope so too. Thank you guys as always for watching EBFG TV. We will see you hopefully after a huge 3 points for the Seattle Sounders on Sunday. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, share this video, all that fun YouTube stuff, and we will see you guys later.